So welcome to our weekly Team Bling training. So excited that you guys all took the time to hop on to learn and grow your business. So tonight we're going to talk about, I want to focus on the importance of figuring out where the money's at. And so I wanted to really focus on parties tonight, wrap parties and vendor events. Now, I know that as far as vendor event goes, now it's getting to be a little bit late in the season to sign up for any for the rest of the year, unless you happen to catch someone, one of the events that, let's say, is like at a little church and it's some type of just a little craft and vendor bazaar or something, a smaller type event. It's a little bit harder, but still be planning for next year. Be planning for the springtime. Now is the time to be getting on board for vendor events for the springtime. And a lot of them might be expensive, but this gives you time to figure out which ones you can do. If there are distributors on our team or even on another team that are local to you, close to you, and you can partner up with and say, it's $100 to do this vendor event for a day for 8 hours. Do you want to split it and do it with me? And then you can split your leads right down the middle. That way it only costs you $50. So definitely be looking for and planning for vendor events in the spring for sure. If you can find some for the rest of this year, that is awesome. Definitely go for it. But I would definitely start focusing on getting some for the spring because, as you know, we have to constantly be, placing those seeds. And just think of the people that are throwing those vendor events that you have to contact to get a spot. Those are really great people to be, networking with and creating relationships with because they're going to get you in contact with people that have other events. They might know people that maybe they have, say LuLaRoe is their network marketing business, but they know someone who's trying to lose weight or struggling to lose weight. So they're going to send them to you and then vice versa. So it's always really important to create those relationships with vendor events and with other vendors. And when you do a vendor event, don't just stick to your table. Okay, so that means don't just talk to the people that are coming up to your booth. Get to know people as you're setting up. Talk to the people that are on either side of you or across from you. If there's two of you, if you've got, another It Works distributor there with you to split the booth, take a few minutes away when you go to the restroom. Spend a couple of minutes and walk around that event and start, take some blitz cards, take some business cards with you. And have your phone with you, exchange phone numbers, exchange business cards, and let each other, create those relationships, get to know people, let them know who you are, what you're doing, and that you'd love to network together with them to maybe help to bring each other business. Because those relationships are so important to long-term success. Because for those of you that are here, I know that you all know, you're not going to be rich overnight. None of us are going to be rich overnight. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of seeds to be planted. And it takes a lot of effort. You have to really put in the work. You have to put in the effort to build those relationships, to get out there, get out of your comfort zone, and just really get creative. And, we can learn from other companies as well. Doesn't mean that just because someone sells LuLaRoe that we can't learn something from maybe how they do parties or maybe how they do contests. They might have a different way of doing something and we can tweak it to fit our business. So that's why I love to network with different vendors because it gives us so many different ideas and things are always changing, just like technology is always changing. So we need to keep up with the times, and whatever we see is working, and maybe we should give it a try. They might be onto something. And you know what? They might feel like, oh, well, we've always done it this way and it's just not working for us anymore. Maybe it'll work for us, and maybe what we're doing that's kind of slacked off for us in the business sense might actually work for them, their business better. So again, it's just always really important to network with other vendors to just kind of, see what they're doing and bounce ideas off each other. Bring business to them, they'll bring business to you. When you're at a vendor event, never stand behind your table. That is the biggest piece of advice I can give you, is to never stand behind the table. Always be in front of your table to lure people in. Have your It Works gear on, have your display. You don't have to have 1,000 products. You don't have to have, huge signs or anything. You'll eventually get there and you'll have more stuff, to decorate your thing, but don't overcomplicate it. Use what you have and just be there, be present. Because if you're sitting there behind, and I've seen this at so many vendor events, you guys, it's not even funny. Vendors will complain that they didn't get any sales or hardly anybody talked to them. You know why? They're sitting behind their booth, and they're once in a while they're looking up from their phone, but they're on their phone the whole time. How is that going to grow your business? Just putting some crap on a table, it's not going to get you any sales. It's not going to bring you any new distributors to your team or add to your hundreds list, right? So you have to get out, you have to get out of your comfort zone, and you got to stand out in front of the table. Be proud of what you are there for. This is your business, you know? So stand in front of your table, have samples, whether it's of the greens chew, whatever you have. If you have wraps and you've used a wrap, the very next wrap that you use, I want you to clean it off, let it dry, or dry it off with paper towels, and put it in a Ziploc bag and keep it. Because here's why. I have found that when you have that dry wrap to show people, they're going to see just how big it is. They're not going to see that from the little wrap packaging, just how big it is. They don't really get it. You know what I mean? So if you have a dry one that you can have on hand to lift up and show them, this is how big it is. And if you want to use it for a chin wrap, here's how you can cut it to get 6 chin wraps out of this one wrap for $25, and then just kind of go from there. So whatever products you have, do the same thing with the facial. If you get a facial, use it. And then when you're done, wash it off with soap and water, get all the stuff off of there, and then dry it and keep it in a Ziploc bag so you have it to show people this is what a facial looks like. This is what you're in for. You're going to kind of look like Leatherface, but it feels amazing. This is how you can hold it on your face with a headband, or you can put saran wrap around and look like you just had a tooth surgery or something. But the more people see, the more that they're going to, be interested. If you're just sitting behind the table, just saying hi when someone walks up to your table, you have to be approachable. You have to make it to where they want to come to your table. And number one, our products, the packaging, are eye-catching in itself. So just having, okay, bye, Eden. So just having your products that you do have on hand is awesome. And if you don't have a lot of products, one thing you do have is catalogs. Every one of you have catalogs because you got them in your business builder kit. So take a catalog, open it up. Take another catalog, open it up, and flip it over. And just lay it on top of the table. There you go. If you don't have a lot of products, if you still only have your business builder kit, utilize what you have. And that will show people these are the different products that you have on hand, or in the product line that they can use. And then talk to them. Ask them what their health and wellness goals are. Stir up a conversation. If you see someone's wearing a lime green shirt or they have a cute baby, tell them. If you like, if you love their haircut or they have really cute glasses or whatever the case might be, find something to give them a compliment on and start that conversation, to start planting those seeds, building that relationship, and then always have a way, just like a fishbowl, a glass container, a vase, anything, little slips of paper, have them write down their name, their phone number, their address, and their email, and whether or not they would like to they would be willing to host a wrap or facial party. And then have them drop it in there, tell them it's a free drawing, and you will be in contact with them within the next 24 to 48 hours to let them know if they've won. And then you're going to use that. Guess what? It's going to help you build your hundreds list. So vendor events are really, really important. Now, the cost of vendor events can vary from $25 up to, don't freak out, but up to like $2,000 and $3,000. And I say that because I really want to get a booth at the Arnold Classic in March. It's like $2,000. So a lot of you that are local to me, y'all, we're splitting it, okay? Do you know how much traffic comes to the Arnold Classic in those 4 days? It's literally like 250,000 or more people. It is worth the investment. So that is definitely one that I am starting to already look into to see if we can't get into one of those, because you have to be the first, It Works vendor to be able to do it. But think of the leads we would get from that, you guys. Over 250,000. That's crazy. So that's one that we're not going to skip out on. We're definitely going to take advantage of that one. So if you know of any events, like any bridal expos, springtime, again, we're planning for spring too. I know the year isn't over yet, but as far as vendor event goes, we have to plan for spring now. So there's a lot of bridal shows going on in the spring, right? Starting from like February all the way to May and June. That's when wedding season really picks up. So from February to like May or June, that's when a lot of bridal expos are going on. And that's when you want to start, is now, getting in and finding out what you can do for those vendor events, how much they cost, where they're at. If you can open up your schedule for that, put it on your calendar now. and plan to do it, because you have to be the one and only It Works distributor and the first one in order to get one of those spots. And make sure it's something that can fit your budget. And then start reaching out to Sideline Sisters, anyone that's local to you that's a distributor that would be willing to go in with you and split the cost of that vendor event. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say, unless you guys have any questions about vendor events, and then we'll move on to parties. Do you guys have any? Got to go back to work. I'll watch the rest on YouTube later. Okay, bye, Jess. Love you. All right, so does anybody have any questions about vendor events? Are we good? Okay, no questions. That's cool. All right, so we're going to move on to parties, because parties, honestly, guys, wrap parties is where it's at. I'm not saying vendor events don't make you money, but usually that's just to where you're going to get new leads. You're going to create new contacts and new relationships from vendor events. I did sell, and I do sell wraps when I do vendor events, and I'll sell facials. You know, like I sold, I think 2 bottles of Fat Fighters and a cleanse, I think, at a vendor show in the last couple weeks. So not a lot in sales, like as far as people signing up as a loyal customer, but because I had that extra product on hand, it gave them a chance to try it without that commitment. So now I can reach out to them in the middle of this month and say, hey, you bought Fat Fighters for me. What did you think? Do you want to go ahead and start as a loyal customer and, you know, get them for this price, and then blah, blah, blah. So that's a great way to, when you get to that point and you can, you know, kind of bulk up your stock, like you can have a couple of bottles of Fat Fighters on hand to offer to people as prizes, or to say, hey, well, if you want to try the Fat Fighters without the commitment, here's what it is, you know. And I always make sure that I get my money back. So I know that we're only paying $23 for it, but we're also paying for shipping. So I usually sell it for $26, because I never just order a bottle of Fat Fighters and that's it. Shipping is usually between $3.95 and $6.95 to ship anything more than one item. So I always sell them the Fat Fighters for $26 a bottle. That way it's just, there's no, like, you know, tax or whatever. You don't have to deal with change or whatever. Or I'm sorry, 25. I do it for 25. That way it helps for me to recoup the cost of, you know, having it shipped and paying tax and stuff. But as far as it goes for parties, you got to have wrap parties. You got to. If you haven't had an actual launch party in-house, I don't care if you've had a launch party online, it's not the same. It is not the same at all. You have got to have a launch party. If you haven't been in the business very long yet, a launch party is very important. If you have been in business for a while, or you've taken a break from the business for a little bit and you're just coming back in, let's have a relaunch party for you. You know, we can do Facebook, we can Zoom in, so, you know, I can talk about the business opportunity for you, and you can have the products on hand, and you could do everything else. And then that way, if anyone has any questions at the end, we can open it up for Q&A session, and then, you know, I can help to answer those questions that anyone might have. One thing that I will strive is, you know, especially for like Tessie and Angela, you guys are not local to me. Maybe do a party together. You know, find somebody local to you. You know, and just start messaging out to people and let them know, you know, like, I'm relaunching my business, you know, life has been crazy hectic, but, you know, I'm relaunching my business, and, you know, now is the season where business is really awesome. We have some awesome holiday gift sets, you know, and tell them what the holiday gift sets are. If you can't afford to buy the holiday gift sets, that's totally fine. Print out a flyer with the gift set on it. Go to the Dollar Tree, get a cheap dollar plastic, you know, or just a whatever frame for $1, and put the picture of the holiday gift sets in there, you know, and then have them on your table at your party to show people, here's what we have. Maybe get those at Dollar Tree. You can also get those garage sale, like, they look like, I don't know, talking bubbles, like those, they're like bursts, they're neon color bursts or whatever for like garage sale sign stuff or poster board. Get a pack of those for $1 and write the price on it, and then like tape it to that picture frame. So tape like $79 to the picture of the Mary Clean, and, or not Mary Clean, right? It's the Yule Titan. And then the $90 gift set to the $90 price tag to the other one, and then $49 to the Peppermint Bliss gift packs, so that people know and it jumps out at them. You may not have it, but you have a picture. And it's a really inexpensive way to have the gift packs there so they can see what comes in the gift packs and how much they cost. And it kind of, you know what I mean? Another thing always have a money jar. A money jar, I cannot stress enough, is so important because when people pay for their wraps, you have them pay for their wrap first when they come in the door. I know it kind of sucks. It's kind of embarrassing. You feel like, oh, I don't want to bug them about asking for money, but you need to just do it. You need to just say, hey, welcome. I always have a sign-in sheet and say, if you could do me a favor, just go ahead and drop your $25 for your wrap. Okay, I know, am I cutting out? Okay. So like when they come in, I say, I welcome them and I say, awesome. If you could just go ahead and sign in on the sign-in sheet and drop your $25 for your wrap or facial in the jar and we'll go ahead and get started. That way you're not like singling them out. You're not saying, hey, I need your money for your wrap. Are you gonna wrap? I don't even ask them. I don't give them the option. I say, hey, how are you, Angela? It's so great to see you. Thanks for coming. If you could just do me a really quick favor and go ahead and sign in on the sign-in sheet for me and then drop your $25 for your wrap or facial in the bucket, and then we'll get started. It's like, I'm not forcing them to do anything, but I'm also not giving them an option. I'm just saying, sign in and drop your money in here. Okay? So I have a way better look, and I'm not really making people feel pressured. That's just like, it's almost like you're not giving them an option. Like this is just how it works. You come in, you sign in, and you got to drop your $25 in, and then you get to party. You know, so it's not really giving them the option. It's just saying this is what we do. This is how it's done. Let's do this real quick, get it out of the way, and let's get the party started. Then when you do a party, you don't have to show every single product. Even if you have like I do, where I've got almost every single product, I always like to pick like 3 products that I focus on. And of course, we always show the wraps. But if I'm doing a wine and facial party, I really don't show the wraps, but I'll have my wrap display. Excuse me. I'll have my wrap display up so people can see it. And then I'll just say, excuse me, that, we have our flagship product, which was the first to market product. So we don't have any competition here. So here's our crazy wrap thing. I'm not really going to go into detail about this, but this is not a weight loss product. It's meant to tighten, tone, and firm. It helps to reduce cellulite, and it really smooths out your skin. And it can be used virtually anywhere from the neck down. So if you have any further questions about this or you'd like to get more information on it, just let me know at the end of the party, and I'll be happy to give you some more information. And then I just move on. I love to show, and here's a couple of products that I always like to use, okay? So I don't talk a lot about every single one of them, but the ones I love to focus on are the defining gel, because they can show, you can put a little drop on the top of one of their hands, okay? And they can see instantly when they rub it in really good, the results and how much that defining gel really makes a difference, literally right away, okay? And then another one I love to do is obviously the Wow Cream, especially if you get anyone there that you see has a lot of lines and wrinkles. You don't have to tell them, ooh, you have a perfect face to use the wipe out wrinkles on. Like don't single them out like that, but just say, would you mind if I wowed you? Can I use you as my product model? They feel more they feel like, oh, what an honor. Like, that's so awesome. Yeah, I would love to. It'd be like, you get to use this product for free. Just be my model. And so then you put them in front and you just like use the product on and let them see. And then they see the results after just 90 seconds. And then I always have people go, okay, now you have to do my other eye, because I can't leave here with just one eye looking like I'm 10 years younger. Like, I can't look 50 over here and 40 over here. Like, it's not happening. So, and I love doing the defining gel. I love doing the Wow, because they're going to see instant results. It's not like with the fat fighters, like you have to take it and over time you'll understand why they actually work. Or like the cleanse, it's 2 days. Like, you see results instantly with the Wow, the lip and eye, the exfoliating peel, the defining gel. So anything that they can taste, touch, or feel, actually see results with right away, or taste, I do it. So like the greens, I always do the greens. And I just use 1 bottle of water and a couple of Dixie cups. Shake up 1 packet of greens on the go. So it's not like you're using your entire stock. You're just taking one packet of greens on the go, shaking it up, pouring a little bit into each Dixie cup and passing cups around for people to try. I do the same thing with 1 energy drink, and I just pour a little bit into a couple of Dixie cups so everybody can get a taste of it so that they know. And then like the greens chews, it depends on how many guests I have. Usually I'll cut a greens chew into 4 or 5 pieces. so that they're just getting a tiny bite instead of a whole chew. I'm not using 4 or 5 whole entire chews. I can use 2 chews for a party of 10 people, and everybody gets to sample it. And then, of course, you know, they pay their $25. You give them a wrapper, give them a facial, you put it on them, you know, yada, yada, yada. The thing that I'm finding that has worked, and since I've been in this business now for 10 months, I've done a lot of parties. I haven't done a huge amount of vendor events, but I've done several vendor events. I've done a lot of Facebook parties. And I can tell you in 10 months, the money is in the parties. Absolutely. When it comes to adding to your hundreds list, selling wraps or facials, like in person, like boom, like that, for 25 bucks a pop, and making $100, $200 in a night, just in wrap cash, and signing up loyal customers and distributors. I've never had more luck at doing that than I have at a party. A party is where it's at. And one of the best ways to get people to sign up, again, let them taste, touch, and feel, and try the products. I don't care what products you have. Whatever products you have, use them to your advantage and let them see. Let's say you only have 1 wrap left. You can't afford to buy anything else. You know what you can do? You can get 6 chin wraps out of 1 wrap. Cut it up. Have everyone do a chin wrap and pay you $5. There you go. You do one and have 5 people do it. You just made your money back for that 1 wrap. You got $25 out of that wrap, but 6 people got to try it. And guess what that's going to do? That's going to let people see what the results are, and they're going to want to order those wraps. Okay? Because when they see the results for themselves, that's why I like to use what I call our instant result products. And our instant result products are the wraps, the facials, defining gel, the wow cream, the lip and eye. Oh my goodness, the younger girls love when you use the lip and eye on them, on their lips. Like when I show them my before and after, they don't believe me. And I'm like, all right, well, how about I try it on you? And they see what little amount it takes and then how big of a difference it makes, like right away, and that they can feel it working. They want to order it. So, and then like even sometimes I've done one party one time where I had my makeup all done up, and I literally in front of them, I washed just one side of my face with our cleanser, a tiny little bit, and and I showed them, like I took water and I tried rubbing my makeup off and it wouldn't come off. And I was proving to them that I was wearing waterproof makeup, false eyelashes and everything with waterproof adhesive. Showed them I could not get it off. And then I used the cleanser and I just washed the half of my face and it blew them. I signed 3 loyal customers from one party and they bought the cleanser and exfoliating peel. Talk about boosting my volume for the month. And then I was able to help my brand new distributor who had just joined get Fast Start qualified. So I not only brought on 3 new customers, but boosted my volume for the month. But I also was able to guarantee myself for the following week a $100 Fast Start bonus. So there's so many ways at a party that it's beneficial. Another thing that I am huge on doing is the games. And I only do 2 games. Sometimes I'll do 3. One thing I love to do that I found is really effective because it shows who's paying attention and who's actually really listening and interested. This gives you a great idea as to who's going to definitely be a customer in the future, if not right away. It's when you talk about the products, again, if you're not talking about every single product, it's going to make it a little bit easier for them to remember things because you don't want to ever overwhelm them, right? Because we never want to word vomit on them and give them too much information that it scares them. So what I like to do is, again, I'll focus on a couple of the products, I'll let them sample a few of them, and I'll tell them about it. So then towards the end, after I've done with the products, I'll say, who wants to play a little game and earn some free prizes? And everybody's like, oh, yeah, of course. So here's what I do. The Dollar Tree. I love the Dollar Tree, okay? Me and Tessie talked about this earlier. It's my favorite place to shop for It Works stuff. You know, for little gifts, like water bottles, shaker bottles for prizes for $1. Throw 2 packets of greens on the go in there, and you can get lime green tissue paper or even black, which really stands out. Throw that in there with a couple of packets of greens on the go. You can put like I did a drawing at a vendor event a while ago, and I spent like $5. I got 5 water bottles. I put black tissue paper in it, 2 greens chews, 2 greens on the go, 2 wow packets, and a facial. So that was like a bigger like drawing gift item or whatever. But I use Wrap Rewards to buy a box of facials for $25. So it cost me like $30 to give away 5 awesome prizes. And out of those 5, 3 of them became loyal customers. So it's definitely worth the investment. You got to spend a little bit to make some money. Eventually. No, I'm not saying you have to do it right away. So what I do after I've done with the product demonstrations and talking about the products is I'll say, who wants to, play a little game and try to earn some free goodies. So what I'll do is I'll have from the Dollar Tree again, lime green. They do have lime green raffle tickets. And it has the 2 tickets. So you've got the one on the top and then you've got the one on the bottom. So you give them one and you keep one. So I always have a little like lime green bucket or a black blingy one, whatever. And I'll give them the top one and I'll put the other one in the bucket. So what I do is I say, all right, so I want to see who is paying attention to my presentation. Who can tell me which product in one serving gives you the same antioxidant benefits as 20 cartons of blueberries? You got people like, boo, 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 boo. I know. Like, within the first couple questions who's paying attention and who listens. So then you give them a raffle ticket if they get it right. And then I'll say like, okay, so we talked about, you guys all have your facials on. How long are you supposed to put the facial on? Or you can say, what's 2 important steps for, the wrap? Or, gosh, I don't even know. Like, you can say, what product did I talk about that helps to fire up your metabolism? And then like the first person that says ThermoFit, boom, give them a raffle ticket. And then what I do is I'll say, all right, now hold on to those raffle tickets because we're going to do the drawing at the very end. So everyone that answered a question correctly is going to have a chance to win a prize at the end. And then I'll talk about the business opportunity or the loyal customer program. And then before I go talk about the business opportunity, I show them my game board, my punch for a prize board. All that is a piece of foam board with 12 solo cups glued to them and tissue paper with a rubber band holding the tissue paper over the top of the cup. Inside of the cup is a index card that's folded in half, and it has a prize on it. It could be free shipping, $5 off your facial, $10 off a wrap. It could be a whammy. I have 4 of the 12 that don't have a prize, so they're like a loser. So it'll say, sorry, you lose, or sorry, you're not a winner tonight, or whatever. But the other 8 ones have different products in them. There may even be one that says a free bottle of Fat Fighters. But here's the kicker. They only get to punch for a prize after they've placed an order. It has to be right then and there that night. I have my laptop open on my website, ready to go, so I can walk them through how to place their order. And once we get the order confirmation to go through, then they get to pick which cup they want to punch a hole for. So for the first $100, they get 1 punch. If they spend $150, they get 2 punches. Anything over $200 is 3 punches. So it gets them to spend more. We had at Juliana's party, we had someone who ordered almost $200, so I did let her have 2 punches. But what it does is it gets them excited because they know they only get a chance to win a prize. And I'll tell them, in one of these cups, there is a whole box of wraps for free. There's a bottle of Confianza. There's a free bottle of Fat Fighters. There's $5 off a wrap. There's $5 off a facial. There's free shipping for your first order tonight. There's free shipping on all 3 months. So it's different. They already know there's a few things in there. I don't tell them everything. But I say, and there may be a few losers in here. So if you want a chance to win a full-size product, you have to place an order, and it has to be done tonight. So then everybody takes their turn, placing their order, then they punch for a prize, and then they get that prize. And if I don't have it on hand, I will order it for them. But that's also why I try to make sure that whatever prizes I have for that party offered, I already have those prizes in hand. So it could be like a week, like one of the ones I gave out last week at a party was a week of greens on the go. That's just 7 packs of greens on the go. Or it could be a week of, wow, which is 7. Like actually I give 3 to 4 packs of the wow for a week's worth, because usually each pack you can get at least 2 uses out of. So they get orders placed right away. They get to punch, they get a prize. Then we move on after we've talked about the loyal customer program, and then they do the punch board and everyone's placed their orders. Then everyone's really excited. You're even more pumped up than you were to begin with because you got new customers now. You're building your volume. Now we talk about the business side. And I talk about the business opportunity, and then I tell them. Now the choice is yours. For those of you that placed an order tonight and became a loyal customer, we appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. I cannot wait to hear your product testimonies once you get your products in hand and start using them and how much you love them. And then I say, but if you're is anybody having a lot of fun here tonight? Wouldn't it be crazy if you could be doing exactly what I'm doing, which is just by having people over to your house, going to someone else's house, getting to hang out with other like-minded people, having fun, trying products, being silly, getting out of the house away from your kids, and you could be getting paid to do this. You could get paid to party. So I tell them, this is what I'm offering. Now, of course, we can't offer this publicly, but because I always have so many wrap rewards that I can cash in, and that's only $25, okay? So what I like to do is I like to tell them, if you join my team tonight and you're ready to start changing your life and other people's lives as well, I will give you a box of wraps for free for joining tonight. Or I tell them, you can either get a box of wraps, and I tell them why that's so cool, because it's like basically me handing them $100 for joining. But of course, again, they don't get their prize until after they've joined right then and there on the spot from my computer, and we got confirmation that they've joined to the team. Then they get their box of wraps. Or if they don't want it, it's kind of like, let's make a deal, okay? Which is kind of how I like to play it. I feel like they like that more. You can say, I'll either give you a box of wraps right now as soon as you sign up, or you can take a chance on the prize wheel. Now, the prize wheel, everybody's a winner. So what that is I literally went to the Dollar Tree, my favorite store, and you can get a pack of 4 little like game spinners. They're just thin cardboard with a little spinner on it. There's like 8 spots on it. I just took and glued that to half a piece of foam board, and took green glitter letters from the dollar store, and I put "It Works" prize wheel. And my little spinner thing fell off. So the last couple of events I've done, I've just said, just pick a number between 1 and 8 from the board. And then in an envelope, a sealed envelope, again, with an index card, there is a prize. Now, inside of that, it's either a free box of facials, a free box of wraps, a free bottle of Fat Biters, Confianza, a check for $25, or a gift card to a restaurant or store of their choice for $25 or something. Most people will take the wraps because they know that they can sell those for $25 each and make $100. I mean, that's kind of silly. Like, you sell the wraps that come in your kit, you make your money back. You get a box of wraps for joining, you're going to make $100 right away. And by that time, you're going to be having your first 4 loyal customers be fast start qualified and start making commissions. So, but that's what I do. So I feel like it really helps because they know that if they do this, they're going to get something right away. And I don't know like how to explain it. It's just kind of like people are worried that when they invest $99 that they're not going to make their money back right away. So what I like to do, and this is why and how I've been able to add so many new distributors constantly, is because I let them know it really is a risk-free investment. And if you join, I will help you get those first 4 wraps sold, so that you get your money back right away. And on top of that, I'm going to give you, if you join now, I'm going to give you a box of wraps, and I'm going to help you find 4 people to buy those wraps. So you're going to be not only making your money back right away, but you're also going to be profiting $100 in pocket right away and starting to grow your business by bringing on customers, which is going to start giving you commissions, making you fast start qualified, and then we go from there. And like I said, when you have the parties, you know, I've found that Friday nights have been cool. I'm actually going to start doing Sunday afternoon parties, because, you know, it's football season, right? So people are going to high school football games, college football games, whatever. So I feel like Sunday afternoons is going to be more convenient for people in the fall and through the winter with the winter sports. A lot of the high school teams, you know, playing basketball, football, and whatnot on Friday nights. So, and tournaments are Fridays and Saturdays. So we're going to switch gears and go from Fridays to Sundays. So that's just another, hopefully a helpful piece of advice for you guys to know when to schedule parties that are going to be more convenient for people. I say Sunday afternoons because most people go to church in the mornings. Even if they go to a later service, like 11 o'clock or whatever, they're going to be done in time to be able to do like a 2 or 3 o'clock. So that's basically like the tips that I have. Does anybody have any questions about parties or any tips that you have on doing parties?
I have a question.
Okay.
So, with me having a full-time job, how would you best say to try to fit parties in? Like, me and my husband work opposite schedules. So, like, when he's off or when I'm off, I have Ellie. So, what's your best option with trying to schedule parties around that?
What are your days off?
I work retail, so they change every week.
Okay. When do you know? So you only have your schedule a week in advance.
Yeah.
Okay. What I would do is would you know as soon as you get your new schedule, book a party.
Okay.
Put it on your calendar and start messaging like crazy and let everyone know. Like, you guys know my life is crazy and my schedule changes from week to week, but I'm super excited about my business and I really wanted to get my launch party out there and get going. We're going to have, I'm going to have some samples on hand, whatever the case might be. Like, as soon as you know your schedule, like if you've got a week in advance, that's plenty of time to give people notice to get them to get there. Let them know what you're going to be doing. Let them know there's going to be prizes. You're going to have games. Let them know there's going to be a door prize for everyone that comes. And that can just be something as simple as a Greens on the Go packet,
Okay.
and I can help you with that. Even if like they don't get it that night, we can, send it to them, get their address and send it to them, whatever.
On my auto ship, so I should be getting it soon.
Okay. But yeah, that's what I would do if I were you. I would look and see as soon as you get your next schedule and do that every week. Pick one day that you can do a party. And if you know a lot of stay-at-home moms by any chance, then you can do one in the afternoon on a day that you're off. You don't have to do it in the evenings. Really look at what your market is and look at the people that you've been talking to that are local and see what they do, like what their schedule is, and try to work around that. And if you can't do a party, guess what? A coffee date, that is a party. That's considered a party. So if you can get together with someone, even just to invite them to your house to have a cup of coffee, just get a can of Ready Whip and get a flavored creamer and treat them to a peppermint mocha. That's my favorite. Do a cup of coffee, add peppermint mocha creamer to it, and get a can of Ready Whip and just make it presentable. You know what I mean? So they feel like they're at a little coffee shop, but you're inviting them into your home, and then you can show them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just another great idea because you can get more than one cup of coffee out of like spending $4 than you can by taking them to, Starbucks or Tim Hortons, whatever, and treating them to a $3 cup of coffee there.
Yeah.
Just do whatever, try to get creative and think of ways that you can work it around your budget and your schedule. Does that help?
Yep.
Awesome. Anybody else have questions or tips? Anything? Come on, Angela. I know you want to talk.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
When you're doing the party game, do you make a list of all the different questions you're going to ask?
Nope. You
just
can.
kind of wing it?
Yeah, I just kind of wing it because it's not like I go off a script of what I'm saying at a party because I don't want it to sound scripted. So I just kind of, and it doesn't, I don't even know going into the party what products I'm going to talk about, honestly. I just kind of go with, because honestly, one of the ways I start the party is as the guests are coming in, they've signed in, they pay their wrap cash, we get the wrap on them while we're in the wrap room or bathroom, whatever, and we're getting the wrap on them, or they're sitting down, we're waiting for other people to sign in and stuff. I'll ask them. So, if I don't know them, if they're a guest of someone else, I'll be like, oh, so where are you from? What do you do for a living? Do you have kids, grandkids, whatever? I'll say, so what are some of your health and wellness goals? So, and then I just kind of have a little piece of paper, and I see Nikki twice. That's kind of cool. So I have a little piece of paper, a little notebook, and I'll just make a little note, like this one, she's complaining about, maybe she's complaining about hot flashes and going through menopause. And I know, you know what? I don't know a lot about estro rhythm, but I can bring it up on the computer. And I could just be honest with them. Like, I've never sold estro rhythm because I don't have any customers that are going through menopause yet. So we could learn together. Would you like to be my first product tester for estro rhythm? I would be honored. In fact, I'd love to give you free shipping for your first 3 months if you'd be a product tester for me. So you kind of just try to find, like, that's what I try to do, is strike up conversation in the beginning to kind of be an icebreaker for the party, get them talking and get them telling you what their health and wellness goals are. And if they're like, well, I do want to do this and stuff, but I just don't have the money. every time I hear the words, I don't have the money, I can't afford it, that to me is, PDT right there. That's a potential distributor because they need the money. And they think that they can't join the business because they can't even afford the products. But our job is to show them how they can afford the business. And that's when you tell them, you know what? Why don't we wait until everyone leaves tonight? Or why don't we set up a separate coffee date where you and I can meet one-on-one and I can show you how I can help you get started for little to no money out of pocket. And then they're like, oh, seriously? Like, really? It's like, yep, of course. And, actually, Nikki is a perfect example of that because Nikki didn't have the money to join either. And Jenny and I actually did an online party for her. And it was because of that party and the people that hopped on that party, she was actually able to sell a whole box of wraps to one person for $100 during a BOGO sale.
Yeah.
How we pulled that off, I don't know. Okay. That was divine intervention if I've ever seen it. But that's one way, that I tell customers, or I tell potential distributors, I have several of my new distributors who could not have joined if we wouldn't have helped them to pre-sell their wraps. But guess what? I honestly prefer people who cannot afford to join without pre-selling their wraps. Want to know why? Because that's going to show me how hard they're going to work in this business and how bad they really want it. Because if they're willing to do whatever it takes to get those first 4 wraps sold just to join the business, imagine what their work ethic's going to be. And I don't know where she's at on your screen, but she's right here on mine. This girl right here has been working her tail off. She's bringing on loyal customers. She's talking to people. She's getting people in front of me on Zooms. This is why when someone says they don't have the money to buy the products, I talk to them immediately about the business and say, you know what? How about you and I set up a time in the next couple of days that we can get together one-on-one and I can show you how I can help you join for little to no money out of pocket. And then when I get together with them, I show them. I prefer someone that can't afford to join because I can see, just like with Nikki, if they're really wanting to join, they're going to figure it out. They're going to find those 4 people, or they're going to sell some stuff so they can buy, their kit and join. And the people that have to work harder to join just to have that $99, those are the people that have the drive and that fire under their butt that they want to succeed, and they're going to make this business work for them. So me personally, I prefer those kind of people to join the team because I know that they're going to be runners. So
I think for me too, when I was able to sell those 4 wraps before I started, it gave me a boost of confidence with knowing that I can sell the products.
exactly.
Before, I feel like I would have just gave it. I don't know if I would have had the same fire under me or the confidence to be able to sell it.
Right. And before you even join, if you're having to pre-sell your wraps, you're already having to get that experience of having to send out messages to people and talk to people and learning what verbiage to use, and that you can't send the same message to more than 5 or 6 people without being put in Facebook jail. And, you learn what you can say, what you can't say. And guess what? It starts to get your wheels a turning to learn about the wraps, because you have to know what you're selling before you can get them pre-sold. So it gets you to want to research the wraps and how long do you have to wear them? What do you have to do to maximize your results? So that's why, like I said, again, I prefer when I hear people can't afford it, that's like a gold mine for me because I'm like, oh my gosh, we can help them change their lives by showing them how they can pre-sell their wraps, see what kind of a worker they're going to be, and it's going to be amazing, Tassie, did you have any other questions? She's frozen. What about you, Miss Angela?
Nope, I'm good. You covered it. Awesome.
There has to be something you want to ask.
No, I was scoping out the apparel while listening to you.
I know, isn't it cute?
Yeah, I need some new stuff.
I know. I'm going to conference in February, and I'm like, I need to, because I got to pay Stacy this weekend. Oh, okay. I got to make sure I do that tonight. I got to pay for my hotel room for conference. Because for some reason, Stacy, the hotel we're staying at with Stacy During and Sarah Sauter, Jessica's actually going with me. And we're sharing a room with them, but they made her pay for the room up front. Most of the other hotels, they didn't make them pay for it. Well, some of the other hotels didn't. You had until 24 hours before, and then you could pay for it. But it was $800, $900. And she put it on her credit card. I'm like, and she's like, I go, I feel bad I haven't paid you yet. And she goes, I told you, let's wait till after month end of October, get through the craziness of that, and then we can do it. And she's like, but you know what? I've never even sent you an invoice through PayPal yet, so that's my fault. And like, I feel bad because that's a lot of money. So I got to remember to do that. But that's why I was looking at the gear, was because I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a couple of new things for conference. And then when Miss Kim told me that I won the challenge in Divine Alliance and I got to pick a shirt, I was like, oh, I know what shirt I want. I want the bling strap with the cutouts. Like, that's super cute. Perfect for Tampa. And I'm like, you know what? I was looking through it. I was like, I wonder if my team even realizes that there's all this new stuff and some of it's really affordable. So that's why I wanted to kind of share it with you guys, because I thought, plus, for me, it's like, if anybody wants to get me something for Christmas, I'm like, I want this shirt. I want that. Ooh, I want that pullover. Like, I love the new the light gray, what is it? The zippered jacket. It says It Works on it. I love that one. But there's so many things, like, if it's over $50, I'm not going to buy it for myself. So, like, I'm going to have, like, a list and be like, okay, here's for my mom and dad, here's for my husband, like, here's the stuff that I want. If you want to get it for me, get it for me. Like, I wouldn't mind the It Works, like, lime green purse. That's super cute, but yeah, so I just wanted to really focus tonight, though, on, talking about, because I feel like so much of our team is, and I don't mean this in a mean way to anybody, but I feel like people have become so dependent upon the online parties, the Facebook parties, that nobody's doing wrap parties in house anymore. And that's where I think everyone's business kind of took a downfall, because I felt like for the people that are local to me, I open my house up every single Friday night, and I've been doing that for like the last probably 5 months now. Where every single Friday night, my house, there is a party. I've got everything set up. All the distributors local to me have to do is show up and bring their guests, invite their guests to come, and I do all the work. All they got to do is be like Vanna Whites for me, and they can hold up the products and pass out the samples, That's okay.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
So I literally was like, when I started doing that, it was like kind of discouraging at first, because it was like I might get one guest, or there'd be Fridays where nobody would show up and it was just a couple of distributors, and then a couple of those distributors stopped working their business, and it turned into this like, okay, now what? Like, what am I doing wrong? And it was like, just keep doing it. Like, I kept praying, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but why is nobody coming? And it was like, because I wasn't thinking outside of the box. Like, you have to make it interesting. So once I started saying, like, I was doing a wine and facial party, I didn't get anyone here for the cocktails and costumes party, but I had so many people message me and be like, oh my God, I wish we didn't already have plans, because we would so be there, So, like, I know for next year, for like the Halloween party, I'm going to do it way ahead of time. One thing I'm going to do for the holidays is I'm going to have an ugly sweater Christmas, like a ugly sweater, Christmas sweater thing. And have everyone wear them, and then we're gonna like vote on who has the ugliest Christmas sweater, because people love that kind of stuff, I figured another one could be like decorating Christmas cookies or making Christmas ornaments. I've actually got a lady that I went to a party last weekend. It was a string art party. I don't know if you guys saw my pictures on Facebook. It was so much fun. It was very tedious, but it was really, really fun. And so I thought, what if we did like a string art party, but we did like a girls' night where we did like a sleepover, and I invited my close friends and then local distributors. And I have a girl that has, it's called Lila Rose, and she has, I don't know if I do have it. Let me show you. So these things are like super affordable, and they're the most amazing thing. I will never use an elastic band on my hair again. So her and I are going to team up, and we're going to have a girls' night where she teaches people how to do, and she's going to do hairstyles on people with these cute little hair things. So it's a pin. It's all one piece. It doesn't come apart, which is really nice because you don't have to worry about losing it, But this, you literally put it in your hair, and then it has these little teeth on this part, and it hooks into here. And then it holds it in place. And there's like so many, there's like 6 or 7 different sizes, so it doesn't matter if you, like, I have super thin fine hair, it holds my hair just fine. There's all kinds of different sizes and like designs. I ordered obviously some lime green ones. So I can wear them like with my It Work stuff. But so I'm partnering up with her, and then I have a girl from what is it, Lip Sense. So she's gonna be coming. So we're just gonna do like a whole night of girl stuff. Trying to get my guy that does my nails to come and do like $10 manicures or pedicures. So it's like a whole night where we start at like 6 o'clock at night, and we're like doing stuff until like 1 o'clock in the morning. And we have like 80s music jamming in the background, and we're watching chick flicks and doing facials with our products. And so we're getting our products on them. They're getting to do a fun activity with like the string art. They're getting pampering. You know what I mean? So we're like helping each other network. We're getting products out there. They're going to know to bring their cash with them. That's going to be like a cash and carry type of thing. And then we're going to just play like tons of games and stuff and just make it fun. And, you know, like I've talked to other distributors, Sideline Sisters that are in It Works here in Columbus. And they've actually done something like that similar in the past. And they said it's been huge for them. Because like if you have like I said, like if you even put like a goodie bag together, you can't post it publicly, but if you put like a goodie bag together with some greens on the go, some wow, some energy, like a can of energy or whatever, you can sell them for like $15. Like you can put a thing of like a couple things of wow, and then like a facial in a bag and sell it for like $30. You have cash and carry items on hand that people can like buy and use like right then and there or take it home. And then I'm actually going to have I have all 3 of our holiday gift sets on their way to me now. I already have the Yule Titan, but I have the Merry Clean and Bright on its way, and then the Peppermint Bliss packs. So I'll have all 3 of those on hand, not to sell, but to show them this is what it is. These are the holiday packs we have available. These are some of the products that you just used tonight. So if you like them, you can sign up as a loyal customer. You can get these 2, or you can order this. You know, like I love that the Peppermint Bliss packs you could actually use perk points on. Because so if you have current loyal customers that if they stopped ordering, or if they let's say that they still order but they have a bunch of perk points, let them know they can't use perk points on the other gift packs, but on the Peppermint Bliss it's 40 BV. It's only $49, but you can use it as an enrollment. So brand new loyal customer can set up just getting a Peppermint Bliss pack. You can use your perk points to get the Peppermint Bliss pack for cheaper. And you can put it on, your auto ship, which is pretty awesome. So what I did was, instead of ordering other products, I just I added 2 of the Peppermint Bliss packs to my auto ship, and then deleted everything else, because that gave me exactly 80 BV, so I'm commission qualified, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I've got 2 of them available, so I can keep one for myself, and I can do another one. I'm doing a giveaway, and I'm giving one of those away as a prize. And if you go to my page at some point in the next couple of days, look at the contest I have going. I already have like 13 people. Nobody ever shares when I do a contest, ever. People might comment, but they never share. I made this one where they have to like it, they have to comment with their favorite Christmas movie, and they have to share it in order to earn an entry. And I had, last I counted, I think I had like 13 as of like this afternoon. And so that may not seem like a big deal, but I've never had that much as far as like sharing and people actually like wanting to have an entry into the contest. So what does that show you? People want our gift packs. Some people may not be able to afford it, but the people that are entering the giveaway, they're obviously interested. So guess what? Now they're on my new list. So I hope I didn't I'm sorry that we went over by a lot. We didn't even really get started until 15 minutes after anyway. So we still stayed around an hour. But I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. I hope I gave you guys a bunch of great information.